Hi, this is Julie, Nole, and Tim here. Tim is a student in a high school, and he has been falling behind in his grades. He's come to me today because I'm a little concerned, and I've called into my office. So here we're going to begin. Tim.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
Yeah, as good as I can today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I brought you down to the office today to discuss.
Am I in trouble?
No, not at all. To discuss your grades, because I know you have plans for going to college
Well, I used to.
next year. And you were getting straight A's, and so I got a little concerned when I saw your recent report card. Because counselors check that too, and make sure you're going on the right track. And what I noticed is that your 6-week progress report shows that you're failing 2 of your classes. And it's math and science, and you are an amazing student in your math and science classes, and you really excelled in those, so kind of concerned me a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Just those aren't important.
Okay. Why do you think they're not important anymore?
I just think that, I mean, what's the point? I don't see the reason to be busting my butt all the time to get a good grade, so mom will be happy about it, so.
And it used to bother you
Is that
before?
your cat?
Yeah. It's Chicago.
Chicago, that's a weird name for a cat. I'd like to hear the story about that sometime.
Oh, well, we can talk about it.
Why is its name Chicago?
Because I'm not from here in Oregon.
You from Chicago?
I'm from Illinois, yes. And I found Chicago. He was straight. And I found him right when I was about ready to move here to Oregon. Yeah. And he
Reminds you of home?
reminds me of home. Quite
Home's
a bit.
not always a good thing. Home's not always a good thing, so.
Yeah. Why would you say home's not a good thing?
Who likes Chicago?
Well, you get
The
all
Bulls
of
are there, the Bears are there, the Cubs are there. There are 3 terrible teams. The Blackhawks.
Well, but you
Home.
also get very snowy.
Yeah, the home's not. Anyway.
How's your home life going? You have any Chicagos that bring light to your home?
No, we had a dog once, but it ran away.
Oh.
Seems like lots of things go away.
What kind of other things have been going away?
Okay, distracted. Can I move it?
If you'd like to. Yeah, that's fine.
Chicago, move. I really don't like cats, I'm sorry.
It's okay, you can shoot him. I think he's just gonna keep coming back, and that's okay.
Alright.
Not bothering me much.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, hey, we used to have a dog, like I said, we had a dog. His name was Blackie, and he ran away. So. We don't have any pets, that was when I was a kid.
Did you try and look for Blackie?
Oh yeah, we looked for weeks.
Yeah.
My dad and I, we looked for weeks.
But you never found him?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Now I'd like to go out and look for my dad.
Where'd you think your dad's gone?
I don't know. He left about 2 months ago.
Well, that's interesting. 2 months ago is when your grades started dropping a little bit.
Well, that makes
And
sense.
now they're pretty down in the dumps.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think that the 2 might be related?
I don't know. I don't know.
And I can see a correlation between the two.
So, so if my dad comes back, I'll get good grades? Is that what you're saying?
I think that sometimes when stuff is happening at home, we might be a little bit more distracted and not able to focus on things that used to make us.
Yeah, I just don't care about grades anymore. I used to. Like, when things were good, but now, you know. Why do people have to? I don't know.
I think sometimes, what do you think? What has your mom told you about the situation?
She didn't talk a lot about it. I've asked her a lot, and we got to the point to where she was tired of me asking and yelled at me to stop asking. Okay, so it's not like it's my family.
Well, what questions were you asking?
Like, where's Dad? Why'd Dad move out? Where's Dad? What did he do? Did I do something? I never saw them arguing or anything. I never heard them or anything. That just one day, Dad said, "Got a suitcase?" I said, "I'll see you later." And that's it. He walked out the door. I'm standing there with my mouth open, going, "What? Mom, what just happened? Where'd he go? Where's he going? Where's he going? Huh? Why is he?" And then I go out the door and car's pulling out of the driveway. Is he coming back? What? Where's he going?
And there was no answer to you.
No answer.
Hmm.
It's not making.
Have you had
Because
any?
like if you think I'm his kid, and he's gonna, all he says is "see you later," but he must be mad at me for something. Like you think, if I had a kid, and I was mad at him, and my kid did something, I can't think of what I did, but if I did something to tick him off, or if my kid did something to tick me off, and I was leaving, I probably wouldn't say, "Goodbye, son, I love you, I'll see you soon." I wouldn't be very affectionate toward him, and which is just what my dad did. And so he must have been mad at me for something, because he just took off and see ya.
Yeah. I can understand how you would feel that you'd be responsible,
Yeah.
but oftentimes grown-ups do and say things that to other people don't quite make sense.
Well, it didn't make sense. Well, it did make sense. It made sense that he's mad at me. That's what made sense for a long time. And then now, since he didn't tell me what he's mad about, he didn't talk to me about anything like that. So I just say, forget him. I'm not gonna.
And does he have his cell phone?
I haven't talked with him. I've texted him a ton. He hasn't replied.
What kind of things do you text him?
"Dad, what's up? Where are you going? Why? You coming back? Dad, where are you? Dad, what'd I do? What did I do? What did I do?" I mean,
And he doesn't respond to him?
Nope. Doesn't respond to any of those. Hasn't responded at all. I haven't heard from him or seen him in over 2 months.
Do you know if your
Right before Thanksgiving.
Oh no. And do you know if your mom has spoken with him?
She didn't talk about him at all. I hear her crying sometimes, but and I go, "What's the matter, Mom?" Nothing. Go away. Later, and she dries her tears. Yeah, I could tell she's been crying sometimes, and so nothing I can do about it. I try, but she won't.
She won't talk about it.
You know. And then since he's so mad at me for something, I don't know what he did. I don't know what I did, why he's so mad. I don't know anything to do with him. Just forget you.
I can understand how that'd be frustrating.
Yeah.
Have so this has been going on at home. So does that think that has something related to your grades, and how can we?
But why do grades even matter anymore? I mean, this is like, grades are nothing. Grades don't mean anything. I don't even know why I'm here at school. I need to get a job, I need to get.
I think it's important that we remember that we have plans, and we need to continue our plans.
You know, you have plans for me. You said I was going to go places because my grades are so good and that I could do anything I wanted to. But now it's just like, I don't care. I don't care about grades, I don't care about school, I don't care about my future. All I need to do, I just need to get a job, make money, and just never think about my dad again.
What kind of job are you thinking of getting?
Whatever I could do. I've been putting in applications all around, and as soon as I get a good job where I can earn some money, enough money to live on, I think I'm out of here.
Okay. So I hear you saying that you just want to be done with school
Yeah.
and you just want to be out of here. But remember, we also have the option of going to those 4-year universities, and that will help you get out of here.
What would that do for me? What would going to school?
It can help you get your mind off of what's happening at home. Because when you go to these schools, you're on your way to your scholarships. Your full ride scholarships, Tim, which include room and board, all of your tuition, would not require you to work and would allow you to focus on your schooling. And your mom and your dad have both signed off on this plan. Remember when we met, all 4 of us together? Everybody seemed very happy.
Everybody seemed happy.
Scholarship.
Now everybody's mad at each other. My dad's mad at me, probably my mom too, I don't know. I'm mad at my dad. I'm even mad at my mom for letting him leave. Like, why didn't she talk him? Why didn't she keep him here?
We have to remember that sometimes grown-ups do things or say things that have nothing to do with their children. And sometimes the problems grown-ups have aren't our problems, and we can't change them in any way. And that's why I think it's important that you stay focused on your plan of schooling.
Why?
Because that's your way of being successful. That's your way of getting out of this small town without having to work your tail off, because this is going to provide everything for you. And I think that this is only your 6-week progress report, or I'm sorry, your 8-week progress report that's showing your grades. You still have another 8 weeks, and we can talk to your teacher and help you make up some of those assignments that you haven't turned in yet. That's why I met with you, meeting with you today, is to discuss that and to get a plan going so that when the 16 weeks is up and you get your final grade, you still meet the qualifications for those scholarships that we've applied for and that you've been approved for, but that is also our contingent again on your grades.
Yeah, but say I get my grades back to where they are, I get this scholarship and I move away. What's that gonna do to my mom? I mean, like, Dad's out of the house and then I'm out of the house and she's left there alone.
Have you talked to her about that? How she's gonna feel when you go off to college?
No, because I'm feeling like why get good grades so I can get a scholarship so I can move away and then leave her alone? Why would I do that? I already have one parent that won't talk to me. Why would I want 2 parents not talking to me?
I think that situation's a little different. Because this is something she's been working for her whole life too.
To send me away?
To make you a successful man. to send you to college because we've talked about it with her, and she wasn't able to go to college. She didn't have good grades, and she didn't have the option to get full ride scholarships. Whereas she's helped you
Yeah.
for 11 school years
Yeah.
to get where you are right now.
She has helped me.
And
I don't
for,
believe her though.
well, you know, there are four-year universities here in Salem. We have Willamette. Your scholarship is not just to one college, and it's not too late to apply for admittance into Willamette if you wanted to stay in Salem. And we have nearby, we have Oregon State, we have the University of
I'm not going to
Oregon.
Oregon State.
Why not?
Beavers.
You don't want to be the orange and black?
No, I hate orange.
What about the yellow and green?
Yeah, if it was here in Salem, I'd do that.
I think so. What about, even when there's even Portland State?
Purple,
And there is,
it's in Portland.
you know, there's
Willamette's
even,
not bad.
Willamette's not bad. And there's also,
Can I get into Willamette? I heard that's a tough school to get into.
it's tough, but if your grades are the way that we've been working on them, and
What would I do? What do I have to do to get my grades back up? Can I live at home and go to Willamette?
you can,
Okay.
you can still live at home if that's something you want to do. I think that it's important that we come up with a plan. We can come up with a plan right now, if you wanted. We have about 15 more minutes before the bell rings and we have to move on, but,
Okay.
so we can, so what is the first step you think we need to do? And we're gonna do this together. It's not
Alright.
just on you, Tim. It's not just on me. It's gonna be together.
Gotta get my grades up.
Okay, so
That's good.
the goal is to get your grades up. Okay, that's our goal. That's the end result. We're gonna get our grades up. What do we have to do to get our grades up? What do we have to do? Chicago.
Get rid of that. Okay.
Come on, Chicago. Let's go. Here you go, Chicago. All right. What do we have to do? Mr. Chicago just wants to stay up here with us. You know, I was thinking about naming him Fluffy,
Really?
but he was just not fluffy enough.
No.
I changed it.
Chicago. So I gotta get my grades up. What do I have to do to get
What do you have to
what
do
do
to
I
get
have to do
grades
to
up?
get my grades up? Like,
You have to
how do
tell
I have
me.
to go to my teachers and say something? Like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
So we
I
can-
didn't do anything.
So we can go talk with the teachers. We can go together. You can go by yourself. I can send an email before you go talk to them.
Would I do it after school or?
You could do it after school, or you could do it before school. I can send an email as soon as you leave today. And just let them know you're gonna come in and talk with them. Okay? You wanna do that?
Could
You
you
wanna
do
go
that?
talk to
Could you
them?
do
Yeah?
You know that.
Okay, what are you gonna say to your teachers?
To get my grades up, can you help me get my grades up? Is
Okay.
there something I can do to get my grades up?
How can I get my grades up?
How can I get my grades up? I know I haven't been doing anything the last couple months.
Okay.
I don't have to go into everything about my dad.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
You can just say, you know, I've kind of slacked a little bit, that's all. No, you know, if you want me to talk to them about what's been going on, I can do that, but your information is private with me, and so I will only do that if you want me to, and I don't have to even say anything too in-depth. I can just say, you know, there's been some changes at home, which has caused you to not be as focused as normal. Is that something that's acceptable?
They're not gonna talk to me about it, are they?
No. Teachers sometimes know when things, we want them to be kept.
What would you say?
I can say just that. some things have changed at home, and you want to get back on track.
If you don't go into detail, I guess that'd be okay.
That's you and I confidentiality, so we can say whatever you want to say.
Yeah, just things have changed at home and I haven't been as focused.
Okay, so far we got talk to teachers. Do you have assignments that you haven't turned in that are still open for turning in?
I don't know. It's just like 2 months ago I turned the switch and I went to classes, but
Didn't turn anything in.
I don't remember anything class.
So some of the assignments, they're probably not gonna be able to be turned in anymore. But, I know the good thing is that the new rules are that they have these packets kids can do
Yeah,
to make up points if they have situations like this. So
like when Jennifer was in the hospital.
Yeah.
Jennifer's in one of my class. She was in the hospital for 2 weeks. She didn't turn in a lot of stuff. That was like last year.
Similar situation, similar with getting all your points back, because grading is on a point system. And meeting where you need to be.
Can I get my, I mean, it's like almost half over. Can I get my grades up in time? Is there time to do that? Could
Well, we
you,
have 8 more weeks.
could you ask that? Is there
Yeah,
time
we can
for
ask
me?
that.
What are my grades in my other classes? Like you said, math and science grades, yeah, you know, all of my classes, except for maybe PE, I haven't been, I switched my brain off 2 months ago.
Well, let's here, we have, 2 C's, a D, and 2 F's.
One of my C's is probably PE and art.
Yes.
Those are my C's.
Yes. A lot of those classes is in-class stuff.
And the D was my last one, the library helper.
Yeah. And that might be because
I just didn't show up.
you just didn't show up. Like that was based solely on coming to class. And then the 2 F's are in math and science. And I think that's because a lot of those classes, it's homework type stuff.
Yeah. I thought library helper would be pretty easy to
Yeah,
skip out on.
Yeah, you gotta go to that.
Well, I went the first couple times and then showed up right before Christmas.
Yeah. That will happen if you miss 8 weeks of class. There's no way of, I mean, obviously she's giving you a passing score, which means you have come.
Right,
Yeah.
those 3 times.
Yeah, but it's based on attendance. So we can talk with her because for your scholarship, it needs to be A's and B's. So, we need to get those up pretty quickly. So we need to work on,
What do I have to do to get to Willamette?
well,
Are my grades, like, say, I heard that it was tough to get in there. Is it something that my grades will allow me to do? Do I have a whole lot of extra work that I have to do just to get into Willamette?
I'm pretty sure it's a 3.5 and above. And right now, you're at a 4.0, so you've gotten straight A's all through high school. So.
Okay, say I didn't do anything then, like, in any of my classes. Say I went to the library and didn't get a D, but I got a B. So I got 2 C's, a B, and 2 F's.
That wouldn't be acceptable. So the Willamette would be off of our,
list.
especially because you're in your last years of high school. This is where they really focus in on. So we need you to step up and we need you to focus on getting those grades up. And I think especially if we explain our plan to them, that we are working to get into Willamette.
You're not gonna say why, are you?
No,
'Cause I don't
just
wanna-
remember we said that things have changed
Okay.
at home, but you're wanting to get back on track. You're wanting to get back focused for your goals.
Yeah, I don't want my science teacher to know.
We don't have,
I mean, anything about Dad leaving, because Dad would, you know, never mind, he doesn't. They knew each other back when they went to high school. I think maybe that's part of the reason why I don't do anything in science, because
it reminds you of him, maybe? You don't do anything in science because maybe that's something that your dad enjoyed.
I don't know if he enjoyed it or not. But I know that he knew my science teacher. They went to school together in high school.
Okay. So for science, we're just going to ask the teacher, open up some of the assignments, because a lot of the class is online, remember?
My dad's probably told my science teacher that what I did, whatever it was I did that pissed him off, and
Yeah, well, in my opinion, there's no way to find out from your dad because he's not responding to your texts, right? So it would be just my assumption to say that it had nothing to do with you, Tim.
well, you would think I'm his son. If I didn't tick him off in some way, you think he would respond? You think he would have said, hey, I gotta go. Your mom's a jerk, I've gotta go. She's not a jerk, but, you know, for some reason, he didn't blame it on anything else. He just said goodbye.
Yeah.
And so it's gotta be me.
Well, have you thought of different ways that you could communicate with him besides texting?
What was
Well,
that?
there's our bell to go back to class, but we can stay here for a couple more minutes. So let me make sure that they know that we're here still.
Okay.
And send an email. So Andrew, I know right now, what class did you just come from, so we can let them know?
Science.
Science, okay. So I will email
That
the
was an easy one to get out of.
Yeah. I'll email your science teacher and let him know that you stayed in here the rest of the science so that he doesn't think you're skipping.
Uh-huh. Next is library helper.
Well, we won't keep you long because we don't want you to miss that.
Yeah, I probably should start going to that.
That would be smart. So today, basically we're gonna be focusing on getting your grades up. We need to still make our plan. That's fasting. That we know which school you're going to at the end of next year. Okay? How do you feel about, did you drink of water, Tim?
Yeah.
How do you feel about having Mom come in and have a sit-down meeting with us too? Maybe she can help us figure out, you can ask some questions where it's safe in here and about your dad if you wanted to.
She probably won't.
You don't think she'd want, well, she's come in before.
Not to talk about Dad.
Well, we can, if it's okay with you, if I call Mom up and, tell her we're working on your grades, getting them back up, and I'm sure she'll be really proud. And just tell her, we had some questions for her.
Don't say to her that I don't want to leave. I don't want her to feel
Okay.
bad about that.
That's fine, she's gonna understand, I'm sure she's gonna be just happy with that. Okay, so, I have it written down, we're gonna call Mom. See if she wants to come in, and if you don't wanna ask questions about Dad, that's fine.
Okay.
I won't bring it up if
Okay.
you don't want me to.
If it comes up, if it
It does, yeah.
looks like
Because
it.
maybe she'll say, things have changed at home, and maybe that'll be an opening for you to ask some questions. What do you think?
I don't know that I want to know. It's
That's
easier for me just to be mad at my dad and just say forget it, and I don't want to see you ever again.
I can understand that. Alright, so I'm gonna call Mom when we leave here. I'm gonna email your teachers. And what else am I supposed to do? Can you tell me what else?
Might give Mr. Miller a heart attack if I show up in library today.
Let's hope not.
Okay.
We need his grading.
Yeah.
Alright, Tim. It was nice to see you. And I'll be seeing you later on this week.
Okay.
Alright.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim.